What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex FC. And today I have for you guys the Rock Cup quarter-final against College Europa. Going to be a pretty big game for us, this one. College Europa, one of the biggest teams here in Gibraltar. Looking at the Primera Division, you can see they are currently second place in the league, only goal difference behind Lincoln Red Imps. Going to be a tricky tie for us here. You can see they have some really big performers. Of their players, Javi Martinez, just absolutely terrifying, this guy. I was looking at their team before the match, scared as hell. Anyway, there has been a few games since last time around. If you missed it, it was the Manchester 62 game, again in the Rock Cup. Since then, actually, 3 games to tell you guys about. 2 defeats, yes, 2. Not been great for us. We lost in the Division 2 League Cup semi-final to Hound Dogs. I was fuming after this result. I felt like we had been completely FM'd. We had a lot of clear-cut chances. We went 1-0 down just into the second half, and then as we were chasing the game in the dying embers, they scored again to make it 2-0, but never a game we should be losing. I was annoyed about it. The press were even asking me how they felt about the loss and how on earth the team had actually done it, and I just didn't know. Anyway, fortunately for us, we did bounce back with a 5-3 win against Magpies. Despite how convincing a 5-3 might sound, this really wasn't. In the 60th minute, they actually equalised to make it 2-2. However, a late flurry from Warren Bright and Anthony Garcia did get us some key goals. And in the end, a late consolation for Jack Neal wasn't enough to kind of spoil our party, and we won that game 5-3. Anyway, the last result was against Gibraltar Phoenix. We did a live com against these guys, I believe, earlier on in the season, which we drew, if my memory serves me correctly. They are one of the big teams in the division, but despite that, to lose 2-0 is very, very disappointing, especially when you consider Lee Fenley missed a penalty in the 44th minute. That would have made it 1-0 up to us. Anyway, looking at the league and how things stand, there are currently 5 games left of the season. We sit 3 points clear of Europa points who have played the same amount of games as us. We actually have them in a few matches' time, so the chances are we will live com that match. Gibraltar Phoenix still in with a shout of potentially spoiling our party at the top of the table, although they have played an extra game. All in all, though, it's pretty tight at the top of the table with not too many games left, but as things stand, our destiny is kind of in our own hands. So that's what's going on there. In terms of this game today, obviously, we're playing College Europa. They're a very good team. I already talked about Javi Martinez, who's one of their big players, but they do have some very, very talented players in their ranks. If we look at goal scorers, they've got Trujillo. This guy, again, Spanish, looks very, very good for this division. And alongside him, they also have, obviously, Martinez, who's got 12 goals, but they also have this guy, Roldan, who, again, Spanish, very talented player, College Europa. They've got some good players. There's no one, it's like not really a surprise, I guess, that they're challenging at the top of the table because they have got some very good Spanish players in their ranks. But anyway, that's the challenge ahead of us today. It's going to be a really tricky game, but I'm hoping we can do a job over them here against the odds. In terms of our team for today's game, I want to attribute the fact we lost to Gibraltar Phoenix to the fact we rotated our team. If you look here, since Monday the 28th to today, which is Wednesday the 6th, we've actually played 4 games in the space of 9 days, really having to rotate my team a lot, and that is one of the reasons why perhaps we've lost a few of the games. You can see here, players are resting. All in all, their condition has recovered quite nicely, considering the fact we don't have the best fitness coaching in the world, we don't have the best training facilities, and obviously a lot of these players, they all are semi-pro, and so they don't play full-time. But anyway, let's get into today's game. Sticking with our 4-4-2 system, it served us well last time against Manchester 62 FC. I'm hoping for a similar performance here today. It's going to be hard, it's going to be tricky. I mean, looking at their team, they've got some very, very talented players. And, as I mentioned, it's not really a surprise they are one of the best teams in the division. But despite that, we're going to try and kind of, spoil the party. A win here would probably go down as the best result in the history of the club, of course. Last round in the Rock Cup, the win against Manchester 62 was a great result. Today, I'm looking for something similar, I guess you could say. I'm looking for another big shock. I'm hoping we can do it as well. We are playing in our away strip, which is nice to see, which is our grey stripes with the orange trim. We've not used this kit, I don't think, this year, with the exception of for this game, so that's kind of cool. And hopefully, it can bring us some good luck here in the Rock Cup quarterfinals. The winner of this game will not play Lincoln Red Imps. We might meet them in the final, and we are on the attack here, and Warren Bright, he grabs a goal. That is his 15th goal of the season. Take a bow, son. Take a bloody bow. We make it 1-0, 13 minutes in. We are having a giraffe. Out wide on the right, Reyes whips it in, and then, It's the one and only Warren Bright. The fox in the box leaps like a gazelle, headers it in. And we're here to upset the party that College Europa are going to want to throw. 20 minutes in, we're 1 goal up here. And as I mentioned, very talented team, College Europa. They have definitely better players than us. They've got some great Spanish talents that we just simply can't attract. And to take an early lead here is pleasing, but we do have to stay switched on, and they are on the attack here. Roldan bringing the ball forward. Trujillo, who we drew out our attention to with the ball, cleared away, but only as far as Tucci, the right back, going to go out wide to Castro, passes it back, and now they're working the ball nicely. Roldan rolls the ball in, and I'll tell you what, keeper, what were you doing? 1-1, College Europa bounce back pretty quickly in this game. I was hoping that we could at least hold on to this lead for a little bit longer, but Roldan with the effort. Keeper has got to get there, just doesn't get an outstretched arm. I guess that is the price we pay for managing in Gibraltar, where, well, let's face it, the goalkeeping standards just aren't quite Premier League. But anyway, 35 minutes in, it's 1-1. Look at the stats, it is really, really even, although they are on the attack again here. We need to defend well. Tucci out wide on the right, whips it in. Trujillo, don't let him turn. Roldan scores again, makes it 2-1. And that is his second goal of the game here. We have gone from dominating this game in the early spells, getting that early lead, to suddenly finding ourselves behind within really a matter of minutes. Roldan rolls it in, 38 minutes gone. 2-1 College Europa. We've scored, we've looked slightly threatening, but that doesn't really count for a lot at the moment, and they're on the attack again here. That superior quality they've got, just an ever-present threat, I guess you could say. We're trying to defend, but they've got some great movement. Trujillo, what a finish that is for him. Cannot really do anything against that, to be honest. He's found the ball at his feet. He's hit it home. Far corner, top corner. And yeah, I mean, our defenders are trying to play an offside trap, which they've not been instructed to do. It's in off the inside of the netting, and, well, he couldn't have put it any nearer the post in that top corner. And at half-time, we are going to be down in this game. I'm going to tell the players I expect a better showing. I don't want to make too many tactical changes just yet, but we are going to have to try and chase the game. So we're going to make some changes with that in mind, I do think. The question is, what do I want to do? How do I want to change this? Do I want to bring on maybe another striker? I don't really have the options to, unfortunately. I think we're going to have to go with something like this. Unfortunately, Griffo just isn't going to be in a comfortable position playing out on the left wing despite being a left midfielder. But hopefully he can adapt. We're going to throw him on the water and hope he floats in his new position. That was a weird analogy, but we're going to go with it. Go on, Griffo. Show them what you're made of as a left winger. Kicks it straight at the fullback. Danny B, though, to the Sergeant. Out wide to Glenn Gilbert. Free crossing. Can he work his magic? Bright is there. He can work his magic. It's 3-2 here. And Warren Bright gets his second goal of the game. Glenn Gilbert, the left back, whips it in. What a ball that is. Right deep in the back post. Keeper's positioning is questionable at best. But Warren Bright, less than a yard out, nods it in. Makes it 3-2, and we are still going to fight in this game, and that is pleasing to see. We've changed our system. It's worked for us very early on here, but with 20 minutes left, we do still need a goal. Bruzon is struggling for fitness in the midfield. In the defence. That's a little bit worrying. I think we're going to bring Reyes into centre-back, and then we're going to take off Bruzon for Liam Buttigieg. Is it Buttigieg? I'm sorry, Liam. I say this every episode. I should just call him Sorry, Liam. In fact, I'm going to nickname him that after this episode. That is now his name. Anyway, 3-2 here. Let's go on overload. We have 3 minutes to try and save this game. We've thrown men forward. We might have a chance. Danny B, the Sergeant, edge of the box. Come on, boys. Griffo, options in the middle if he can get in the ball. Gilbert's there, whips it in. Munoz collects. I thought that was going to be another Glenn Gilbert special. The left back with no crossing ability, who always seems to be able to pick out a cross. Just didn't quite work for us there, but there is still a chance. They've got the ball. They're going forward. Trujillo, well, he had a chance there to put the game beyond out with 2 minutes left. He squandered it, but with not long left, we need a miracle. Warren Bright wins the header. That is a big win. Griffo trying to pick out Drimmy out on the left, or on the right rather. Couldn't do it though. Reyes though, nice interception. Trujillo with the foul. We have a minute left to try and save this game. Sargent plays up ahead. Cleared away to Danny B. Danny B cannot make anything of it, and unfortunately for us, they are going to run away with the ball here, and I'm starting to lose hope. I'm starting to lose faith. There is A minute left on the clock. This is probably going to be one of those pointless highlights, or we concede at the death. They're on the attack here. Ball whipped in. Javi Fernandez, one of their big players, and well, it is going to be a goal, unfortunately. Glenn Gilbert, who did get an assist, going to score the own goal. Going to finish 4-2 here to College Europa. But you know what? That was not a bad match. That was not a bad performance. They have a very good team, College Europa, and 4-2 is not a result to be scoffed at. We put up some pretty stiff resistance there. But unfortunately for us, chasing the game right on, we've conceded another, and unfortunately, well, the 2 goals that we scored just isn't enough. Their attacking talent, College Europa, just too strong for us today. I'm going to tell the players they were unlucky. They've loved that. Warren Bright still top goal scorer in the competition, but unfortunately, he won't be getting any more to add to his tally. We are going to be knocked out in this quarter-final. Disappointing result, but at the same time, we didn't kind of roll on our backs and die. We put up a fight, and I'm pretty proud of that. I should talk about our regen intake. I know some people are going to ask about that. Regen Day in Gibraltar is in March time. I think I mentioned this in the first episode, but if I didn't, on this save I've actually added ourselves a under-21 side. Now, no other Gibraltar team has an under-21 side, so they won't ever play in a reserve league or kind of an under-21s league. But I thought it'd be quite a nice addition, to maybe make us stand out a little bit apart from other teams. In Gibraltar. In terms of our regens for this year, well, we've got some pretty tasty ones through. Robson looks good. Lee Robson here. Not necessarily the most naturally talented player, but really touted to have some talent. Condition could be a problem, but could improve significantly. We have Jack Peachman here. Now, this is a bit of a weird one for me, because this guy is actually me in game. When I worked at Sports Interactive, people who work on the game get put in the game. I asked to be put in as a Gibraltar following my FM 2014 save. And by pure chance, I've been regened at Gibraltar Apex. So you'll see I'm a Liverpool supporter. I believe it has all my actual physicals. Very bizarre thing to happen, but there you go. I'm playing for myself. I'm terrible. I'd say we're terrible. We have some potential. I might just stick myself in because I'm biased. Anyway, the next player we have, Michael Bonavia. This guy is very good, 15 years old, loving the quiff. That is the main selling point of this guy. Lovely hair. 15 years old, though. Not the best in the kind of speed department, but as a centre-back, not bad nevertheless. Anyway, next player, Taylor Proctor. Another player with some decent potential according to our assistants. Suited to our division of football, unfortunately, has got some glaring weaknesses, as you'd kind of expect from players of his age in this league. Anyway, one last player we'll have a look at. Hadji here, looks pretty good, 15 years old, right mid, right back. Looks like a half-decent player, not necessarily super amazing physical-wise, but he looks like a fairly well-rounded player, and at 15, still got some time to develop. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up this episode from me. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, please do smash the like button. If you've got any comments with regards to this save, of course, leave them down in the comments. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.